Nintendo is shifting their legal sights off of retro game enthusiasts and event planners for a moment to take on the Trump administration. After the U.S. Supreme Court declared the round of international tariffs affecting the launch of the Switch 2 illegal, Nintendo's expecting a full refund.
We also got a casual announcement of the next Xbox console, Project Helix. We'll get into everything we know about this and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single week, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is Erog the Red, as always, joined by this man right here. Full clip. What is going on, dude? How are you?
Pretty good. Happy, healthy, hydrated, caffeinated, ready to talk about some games.
I like that, dude. You are motivated. You're ready to go. You're making up. You're making up for the slack that I'm adding to the show here by just being exhausted. We just had the time change. We lost an hour, and I'm feeling it. I played video games far too late last night, so yeah. I'm expecting you to really pick up the slack here. Make up for me as I doze off and just look off into the ether. So yeah, it's gonna happen. But what else is going on? How are you, dude? What's new? Other than me being tired.
In terms of like playing video games this past week, I've not really touched on any new ground. I'm about to, but I get to that. What I did get to do is play a little more Roadcraft, and then jumped into the season 2 of Battlefield 6. And so far, I'm back on the grind. I'm having fun. My only problem that I'm having right now is that I'm so ahead on these weekly challenges. They've taken a lot of the ones. It's a kind of a problem for me last season where they require some of these to be done through whatever the hell RedSec, their version of Warzone, that and Gauntlet mode. They've now seemingly taken those out of there, and it's way easier to get things done just by accident as long as you're changing your class up, changing your weapons up. So I'm so far ahead on those, I don't really have a lot of challenges to try to complete right now. So I'm just kind of waiting till Tuesday to get a fresh board of challenges and get back in there. But I'm enjoying it. From what I can tell, Season 2 only brought one new map. But I can't swear by that. I've only played a handful of game modes, not all the biggest ones. There could be another map or something out there. I haven't really looked into the granular detail listing of everything that came with Season 2 yet.
Okay, yeah, hopefully, get some good stuff. You're doing the Battle Pass. You do the Battle Pass again for Season 2?
Yeah, through Season 1, I got all the points back, and that was the perfect amount to buy the Season 2 Battle Pass, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that the first day.
Oh, nice. Get some new cosmetics and stuff in there. Is that what most of it is, or
for the most part, yeah, weapon variants,
skins, gun,
yeah,
shit.
And nothing too crazy. They haven't put Beavis and Butthead in the game yet or anything. No Snoop Dogg, so we're still pretty maybe slightly green glowing character or something at the
Fingers
worst.
Crossed.
Yeah,
I'm almost done with the Battle Pass for Overwatch. I've been just playing a lot of Overwatch. And I think I have 5 more levels to go, and then I'll be done with that one, which has been fun. The Battle Pass, the stuff in it has been meh, but I've been really enjoying doing my daily challenges and stuff, learning some new characters, so that's been great. Just most of my time spent playing Overwatch, definitely on my PlayStation. A game I got, I guess we could get into it right now since it's technically a new release, but it's not. Slay the Spire 2 came out in early access, so it's not officially out yet, but I've been looking forward to this one for a long time and picked that up. It's basically just, if you're familiar with Slay the Spire, it's just a deck builder. It kind of it came out a few years ago and took the, it led the charge as far as deck builders. Everybody that was unfamiliar with the genre picked up Slay the Spire, and it became like, you know, the big name in deck builders. Now the second one came out, and it's basically just more of the same. I compared it yesterday to like, you ever seen the movie Evil Dead?
Yeah,
the
zombie movie.
The first Evil Dead movie. So then, so they came out with Evil Dead 2. So Evil Dead 1, fine movie, very low budget movie. And then they came out with Evil Dead 2, which basically just remade the first movie just with a higher budget and a little bit more content. And that's kind of what you compare this to. It feels very similar as the first Slay the Spire, except like everything is like just jacked up times 1,000. Like the animations are amazing. The story that they put into it, the UI is different. It's better. Like it's just the same game, but like just way better. There's more characters to play as. There's more cards. The cards that they do have are really, really fun. They cause, you know, they work really well. You can make some really cool dynamics work with other cards and different builds. So yeah, man, I'm having so much fun with it. I've only played it for maybe four hours. I've just unlocked the first two characters, but it is just what I expected, just what I wanted. You know, being that it's an early release, doesn't have any review scores, but I mean, you look at the Steam page, I think it's like 97% positive with like, I don't know, 3,000. It's some insane number that it just came out a couple days ago. So, yeah, it's a blast. If you're at all a fan of deck builders or have played Slay the Spire, the first one, I absolutely recommend it. So, yeah, I'm like, just now as I'm talking about it, I'm like really looking forward to being done here and going to play some more.
Yeah.
So, because I just unlocked the third character, so I'm like, I want to get in there and try it.
Is that what you were up last night playing?
No. Last night I was playing Overwatch. Yeah, and in fact, dude, I stopped playing Overwatch around at like 1:30, and I was like, I wonder if I have time for a run and Slay the Spire, and I didn't. I was like, no, I would immediately fall asleep. So, which is good in deck builders. You're allowed, like, so I play it on my Steam Deck, dude, and I'm telling you, like, half the time it's like my turn or whatever, and I'm like, I doze off, but it's great because you wake up, it's still your turn. You got nothing to worry about. You just play it. You could doze off in between all those things, you know? So, as a sleepy old man like me, that's one of the key benefits of a deck builder. All right. Anything else before we get into our new releases?
Oh, yeah. I mentioned that I was going to get into a game. I downloaded a demo as I was looking through the Steam store for Cannabis Weed Shop Simulator. And this is from our friends of the show, Playway SA. So, you know, they have some pretty quality titles under their publishing. Not all of them, but some of them. So it could go either way. From the preview images, this looks like it might not be like Car Mechanic Simulator quality of simulator, but I'm going to see how it is, at least for the demo.
I'm excited to hear back. Let me know how it goes. You know, I'm always in it for a good simulator. In fact, I wasn't even going to bring it up, but I started playing like Beer Maker Simulator or something like that. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, beer manufacturer simulator. It's just too like grindy and stuff. It's not as fun as I was hoping it would be. So, anywho, all right, time for our new releases from this past week. All right, we got a bunch of them. First up, Scott Pilgrim EX came out March 3rd on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, and Nintendo Switch. This is one I've been excited for. It's another retro side-scrolling beat-em-up. It's a sequel to Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, which was based on the movie, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This is a whole new story written by Brian Lee O'Malley, the guy who wrote the comic books that it was based on. It's got 7 playable characters, fully upgradable, lots of different things you could do to increase the playability. It's got 4-player local or online co-op. And yeah, man, it's just more like, did you ever see the movie Scott Pilgrim or read the book Scott Pilgrim?
I did see the movie.
Okay. Did you enjoy the movie?
Somewhat. I mean, it's Michael Cera at the height of Michael Cera, and I'm not against Michael Cera, but like I don't know, that movie didn't really do it for me, and it kind of tainted this franchise.
Right.
But this game looks fun. Like that aside, if I can just play the
Yeah.
game and not worry about Michael Cera for 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you don't have to play Michael Cera in this. You're just playing Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I love the movie, but I was like, I mean, the source material. I own, I think, 3 different versions of the books
Wow.
in different fashions. So the books are fantastic. The movie was an amazing representation of the books. So like, I mean, it's a 5-star movie for me. And then the first game I played was just fun. It's just fun. And this is just more of the same, more fun. So yeah, I'm excited to check this one out at some point down the line. It's got a 79 on Open Critic currently. So good. I mean, for a retro beat 'em up, that's a pretty decent score. Another one I'm excited for, Esoteric Ebb, came out March 3rd on PC. This is a single-player CRPG, very similar to like Disco Elysium, where it's just dialogue. It's just branching dialogue that you make choices, and it changes the shape of the game and the whole story. But this one is like Dungeons and Dragons, so it's like you play as a cleric. And the whole story is like a D&D theme, but there's a very, very heavy focus on comedy for this one. I played the demo, and dude, I laughed so hard throughout the demo for this one. Like the different dialogue, it's silly, it's fun, and like you're rolling dice. So like you have all these choices, and it's based on your skills. You roll dice to see how the choice pans out, and the different choices change the game, like I said. So there's a lot of different game decisions, and it might completely change your game from someone else. This is one I was going to buy when it came out. I've been looking forward to it a long time, and then Slay the Spire came out a couple days later, so I'm like, all right, I only have time for one of them, and I'm gonna wait to play Esoteric Ebb when I have time to fully complete the story. So but yeah, man, people are loving this one. It's got an 88 on Open Critic. The only downside to this one compared to like Disco Elysium is there's no audio for the dialogue. It's all you're just reading it. So I know so that turns people off, but I prefer it that way. So does this look like something you would ever get into? Just like one of these reading, like kind of choose your own adventure CRPG style games?
Somewhat. I mean, like I enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3, which was a CRPG, maybe the best CRPG there is right now. What turned me on to this one in the trailer was the art style, and I'm trying to place like what you call this. I don't know if this is exactly cell shading. I know we saw like a bike game like this, and I know we saw there's like that roller drome inline skating ball game thing, but I don't know what we call this.
Yeah, I would say like some sort of like a cell shaded type anime. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, it is more like cartoony than anything. But yeah, I'm telling you though, like it reminded me when I played the demo, it gave me a lot of vibes of like Monty Python. Like the same kind of like silliness. So yeah, I'm excited to get in there at some point. There is a demo out right now where you could play it. And it transfers your, it's like the beginning of the game, and then it carries over your progress if you wanted to buy the full game. So you could do that. All right, our next game, Marathon, came out March 5th on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. This we talked about briefly last week. It's a PvE extraction shooter. 6 different like shells, they're calling them, which are the different classes with different play styles. Everything's customizable, so you go out there, you do a run. You're going out there to find all the best loot that you could get and take it back to your base and use that to do upgrades, customize your character. You can play it solo, you can play with duos or trios. It is fully cross-platform, so you can play it across platform with all your friends. Yeah, I've been hearing good things. Like, it's interesting how this is now, like, I mean, between Arc Raiders and now Marathon, the extraction shooter it's doing its thing. So, That's pretty cool. The only negative I heard about this was that like the cost of the premium currency, like to buy a skin, I think it was like 1,120 points or whatever, and you have to buy them in like increments of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it was just under. So then they made you buy like the next pack too. So but
Classic
they
move.
changed that. Yeah, so Bungie heard people complaining. They changed that. They added like some more points in there. And then same thing with the battle pass. People are complaining about the battle pass that the things that you earn in there are just uninspired. Like nothing is worth doing the battle pass for. There's stickers for guns that some guns can't even have stickers on them. There's different skins that are just like meh. So they're looking into that as far as the next battle pass goes. So when the only complaints I'm seeing are about the customization or the monetization, that's pretty good, So I decided last week that extraction shooters are not my thing, so I will be abstaining from this one. But do you think you would ever give Marathon a shot?
I don't know. When I look at it, I see so many just generic things from Apex Legends to Overwatch to it just all feels like the same game when you don't play any of those games. I'd have a hard time getting into it, but if I were to try it, maybe. I'm glad that Bungie was cool about the monetization thing. I think it's interesting that people have like a problem, but I think it's all in the presentation. If 1,000 points is $1 and a skin is $10 or 10,000 points, if they presented that as if you buy this $10 pack of 10,000 points, we'll give you 2,000 bonus points. And then those bonus points stay in your inventory, and that prompts you to want to buy more because you already got 2,000 of them. Why not buy another 8,000 for the next skin? It's all in the presentation.
Yep. Yeah, and there's so many games that do it really well, and I don't understand why these new games that come out don't just look at like previous, ways it's been done as far as currency in the battle pass, like the bonus things, like you said, where it's like it just makes sense. I don't understand, but everybody's just so greedy, like we gotta take whatever we could get anywhere we could get it. And then last up, Pokemon Pokopia came out March 5th on Nintendo Switch 2. This one is you play it as a Pokemon, a Ditto, and he's helping to rebuild the world using different Pokemon skills from the Pokemon that he finds in the world. It's got like Animal Crossing vibes, Dragon Quest Builder kind of mechanics, a little bit of Minecraft in there. But you're crafting things for your world, you're growing crops, you're decorating everything. There are over 300 Pokemon to find throughout the game, and man, people are loving it. It is the highest rated Pokemon game on Metacritic right now. It's got an 88 on there, and it's finally, I think this is a system seller for the Switch 2. I think finally we have a game that people are, making that move from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 just to play Pokopia. What are your thoughts?
Is it only available on Switch 2 and not Switch 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first one that actually makes me feel like I might be missing out on something because, the reviews that I've watched all say great things about it.
Yeah. Yeah, glowing reviews from everybody, and people that are fans of Animal Crossing loving it. People that are fans of Pokemon are loving it. So it does have this, this intersection of this fan base that it's like the perfect storm. And then on top of it, it's a really good game. So it's my son, who's very, very into Pokemon recently and loves Animal Crossing, is just like, he won't shut up about this game. He wants it so bad, but we don't have a Switch 2, so that we might have to, do that for a birthday present or something. But it looks great. I'm excited to see what all the rave reviews are all about on that one. All right, that is it for our new releases from this past week. I love that. Like, I mean, last week we had like nothing, and then this week it was just like I had to like keep taking stuff out. There was some I wanted to add that I kept removing. So it's great. The ebbs and flows of the video game world. But yeah, a lot of great games to play. It's exciting time. It's finally happening. All right, it is now time for our news of the week. All right, the big story this week, Project Helix. Wow, Project Helix, it just sounds so fancy. This is the latest announcement from Microsoft. This is their, the teaser for their next generation console. Basically, I think we talked about it last week or the week before, the shakeup in Microsoft. And Phil Spencer's out. Asha Sharma is in. During her introduction, she talks about, bringing the Xbox as a brand back. And immediately, a week later, announces this. And I feel like this is, her showing that, I mean it. We're focusing on the Xbox. This is us focusing on the Xbox. But we didn't get much more. All she said was, Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC next week. So at GDC, hopefully we'll get some more information. But right now, so we just know that it's a system that is a console / PC. I don't know what it is. Is it a PC that emulates a console? Like what, I guess ultimately what is going to be easier to do? Easier to make a console that can also play PC games? It seems like the opposite, right? Like that you would need a hefty PC that can then also play console games. Is there a differential? I don't know. What do you think?
These days, I think that the hardware is so compatible and just so, it's basically the same exact thing. They're developed on PCs, but usually you're using just like a very particular version of a chip that was developed in mass for this console. But it's not that different in architecture from the one that goes into a PC. So I think they're similar enough that you don't really have to do a lot to go from one to the other in most cases, unless there's some kind of like console gimmick like Nintendo would surely throw into everything so that it can't be PC compatible.
Sure.
Yeah. The devil's in the details on this one is it going to play Steam? Because from what I read, it's going to be running Windows. And if it's running Windows, you would assume that you can download and install whatever you want to on it. But that takes away from the walled garden kind of console experience. And that leads back to the question that we always have. What's the purpose of a console with the current state of PCs? And I think it is good to have an option for people to walk into the store, put down a certain amount of money, and they get this clean, refined experience. People are making games that have these specs in mind for this machine in mind exactly. You should always have a good time with it if the developers are doing their job right. And at the same time, it's going to be clean. You're not going to get viruses. You're probably not going to get scammed as easily as on PC. And I think that's where console still has a place. Its ability to play PC games, I don't know. If we're talking about Windows Store, I don't know what's in the Windows or Store or the Xbox app on PC that isn't available on the console. So that's not really a gain if that's all they're talking about. So I assume they're talking about running Steam, running Epic Game Store maybe, and different sources of games over there. I don't know. They don't make any money off of that, so why would they let you do that? I think maybe they're seeing that they have to compete with PC in a way they've never done before.
Yeah, I mean, all those things, like, that's a big thing. Being able to do Steam, Epic, GOG, like any of those, like in one, and that goes back to kind of like their everything is an Xbox thing. So maybe we're combining the everything is an Xbox thing with now this is an Xbox.
Yeah, the Xbox is everything.
You could, yeah, exactly. And now it's like this, chicken and egg situation. But yeah, I'm very interested to see more about that because yeah, if you're going to advertise it that this is a video game console that also plays PC games, like it needs to play, you know, Steam. It needs to be able to play because that's the whole point. Otherwise, you know, I could go, like you said, buy a PC game and jam it in my PC and be happy. But I want everything all in one place. I don't need it to be, I'm playing over here, I'm playing over here, I'm playing over here. If you're going to say it does it all in one, I want everything. I want all of it in one place.
So this would have an implication here because Sony has been putting all their first title games out on PC as well. So you could, if this is going to play Steam, where you're going to be able to buy those PlayStation games, you would be able to buy all of those big first-party hits for PlayStation, right?
Yeah, exactly. You would think that, but it seems that Sony is, as far as like Xbox is focusing on having their titles playable everywhere. Sony seems to be going in the other direction now and saying like, we only want our titles to be able to be played on the PlayStation itself, because they did recently announce that they're going in a very different direction, and no longer will they be offering their single player PlayStation games to PC. And I was kind of surprised at this. My thought was that like it was going well, but I guess I was completely wrong. So like I know Death Stranding 2 and the new Kenna game are still planned to come to PC, but after that, like they canceled the Ghost of Yote PC version, and now you know if you want to play a PlayStation game, you need to buy a PlayStation. That's just how it is. And as I looked into it more, I was like, well, you know, what is the reason for this? And I did see that the sales aren't as good as they had hoped for a lot of these games. And then on top of that, like they're so delayed. You know, people are playing like The Last of Us now, like on PC, and they're trying to sell that, you know, to PC. These 10-year-old games, of course, they're not going to have huge sales. People, if anybody was interested, they already watched the full game on YouTube or something, you know, like, so I think that is part of the problem too, that like the cost to make them, the sales are low, and then how, you know, far down the line they come out. But I think then the biggest thing is just having that brand, you know, so for so long, Sony and PlayStation were known for like, this is like a PlayStation game. This is, you know, the only place you could play it is on PlayStation. And I think that's the big thing going forward. Which is weird when we're talking about Xbox and how they want to be everywhere, and Sony's going in the exact opposite direction. It's interesting to see, you know, which one is going to pan out. So,
right,
you know, what do you think about this?
I don't know. I think PlayStation is considered to be the winner of this console generation, but that could change with this next one. I mean, we're talking about the new hardware right around the corner, or you know, maybe like 5 years out or something like that. If that. And oh God, I don't know. GTA 6 changes everything. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, as far as time, like they for the Project Helix, they were saying late 2027 they were hoping to have it out, but I think initially PlayStation 6 was being planned for that as well, but with the current like RAM issues, we're seeing now delays, because you know it's unless they want the consumer to eat the costs. These things are going to be delayed until, I don't know, until what? I don't know how this fixes itself. People stop using AI or whatever. Stop, you know. I don't know how we get out of this whole RAM thing. But yeah, it's interesting. We may be going back to the console war again after Xbox, you know, surrendered last year. We might have things might be heating up. What's an interesting thing to add on to this? Like recently, after Sony announced that they are no longer going to be putting games on PC, they also announced a PC controller that is the Sony, the DualSense controller, but with like a USB port. And it's, so now you can play it on PC, which you could still play the other.
Yeah. I had to look into it because it's confusing. The only difference is the USB cable included in the box, because you already have a USB-C cable, and if you buy the controller with the system, you're getting the USB-C cable. But I guess replacement controllers didn't come with that cable, so they weren't PC ready. This is branding. This is just branding, throwing in that cable to be able to say that it's PC compatible, so that when you're standing in the store and you're a PC player and you think, well, I might spend $80 on one of these controllers, one of them says PC compatible, and it gives you that peace of mind that it's going to work out of the box when you get home. So other than that, it's the same exact thing, but I do think that it is a smart move on their part to let people know first and foremost, that it is compatible for this other system that might actually get you to buy this $80 controller.
Yeah. Can you use the PC controllers on a PlayStation? I wonder.
I don't really know what particular PC controllers there are. If we're like talking about like Logitech kind of.
No, I mean stuff. Specifically these ones, like these DualSense ones. Like if it's the PC branded one, where they're like, this is the PC controller. Could you? It's the same controller as
the same exact
regular
controller,
one,
just with including a cable. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Sure. Why not? Right? Why not? I just thought the timing was definitely a little strange on that.
It is. It is. Every article you see about either of these, people are talking about both of them together.
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked Xbox. We talked PlayStation. We've got to talk Nintendo. And we all know that Nintendo love to sue people, right? But finally, this is a lawsuit that I can get behind. So they are suing the U.S. government. Basically, so let's rewind it a little bit. Trump added all these tariffs onto products. Supreme Court recently ruled that the tariffs were illegal. They shouldn't have been done. And now Nintendo's mad that they paid into these tariffs that they shouldn't have. They delayed their system because of the tariffs, and they shouldn't have. So this lawsuit is now happening. They want a refund to the money that was taken from their tariffs plus interest. I did see that. So Customs and Border Patrol, it looks like they did take about $166 billion in tariffs since the tariffs were started. So it's going to be interesting to see how that then works out, how that gets refunded to people. They did say that they're going to have a system set up to issue the refunds within 45 days. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. You know, under Trump, nothing really seems to go right. So it'll be interesting.
It's a clusterfuck. This initial set of tariffs was using like one law. That was their justification for it, and that's why this was deemed illegal. And from what I keep reading, they've got 2 or 3 other avenues that they plan on pursuing and just increasing tariffs under those until or unless the Supreme Court says that's also illegal, and then we're back to square one and all that money has to be refunded. Yeah, from what I understand, this $166 billion needs to be refunded to people. I guess Nintendo is trying to get that back with interest or something, and that's the purpose of the lawsuit. They're going to probably claim that this damaged the release of the Switch 2, all the uncertainty. And I also read that they may have actually done something good here in rather than the higher tariffs importing from China, they imported from Vietnam with lower tariffs. And because of that, maybe the overall number was low, and they appeared to not pass that on to the consumer, and they kept the Switch 2's price as they originally said it was going to be at like $450 for a while. I think now it's up to $500, but I mean, I can't tell you that for sure.
Yeah, it's still $450. It's $500 with a game included.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and then what ramifications it has for the entire consumer industry throughout the country getting interest on their tariffs and that sort of thing. So yeah. In addition to that, though, they are also a little upset at Trump's White House because the White House put out a tweet using Pokemon Pokopia to brand MAGA, saying, using like a screenshot from the game, and it says "Make America Great Again." And the lawyers over there at Nintendo were none too happy. I just want to read this quote. We are aware of recent social content includes imagery associated with our brand. We were not involved in its creation or distribution, and no permission was granted for the use of our intellectual property. Our mission is to bring the world together, and that mission is not affiliated with any political viewpoint or agenda. So I just thought that was interesting that, it's just Nintendo's got an enemy in the White House,
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to see how this all shakes out. All right, moving on. Highguard. Let's talk about Highguard. We've got some sad news. They just announced that Highguard is shutting down permanently March 12th. The game just launched January 26th. Unfortunately, this was a very, very short run for this game, and not even as close to the record of Concord. So it's sad, like seeing how quickly these games are being put out and then shut down. I have a quote from the people over there at Highguard that says, "Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into Highguard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believed in what we were building. For that, we are deeply grateful. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and get those final great matches in while we still can." And then they announced that they're going to be adding a few new content that they already had created until the game ends. I can't help but feel sad for this current state of games, and nothing gets a fair shake. And just, I guess, the cost of these things is it's the part that I don't understand really. You put this game out, and I guess you need the content, you need the microtransactions to be coming in to support the game. But man, we're talking about a couple months. You put out these fucking live service games and then shut it down before it can even try to work itself out of this whole. It's sad. It really, it's tough, that the position that the developers are in. And then on top of that, the jaded nature of the video game community, how they would never, even if it was a good game right from the start, it was already burnt in the eyes of influencers and video game players and stuff. So what do you think about this shutting down?
Yeah, and I mean, to add on to that, does Wildlight have a chance after this, or does the next game just come tainted with?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the company that did Highguard. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I'm just kind of saddened that that's the state of things. I don't know why we don't have a little more time baked into the beginning of this for these servers that apparently aren't having to host many people to run for a little while longer.
True.
I suppose if I'm in their shoes, they're talking about this update coming out. I'd say try to throw the Hail Mary on this. Maybe give a bunch of stuff away for free. Give some of your best skins away for free or something like that. Just to get people I hear they're giving away all the cool skins on Highguard. And maybe you can get enough of a player base to cancel the cancellation.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Yeah, just do it. The shit's already created. Put it out there. Just, see what happens. But yeah, it seems again, I don't know the finances that go into this, but the fact that these games are getting 2 months to create a long-lasting fan base, it doesn't seem it doesn't seem like the goals are correct. I don't know. It just seems weird. How long does it take? I don't know. We got to look back at what's the Apex Legends? Like, how long was that an instant success? Like, I feel like I don't know about that. Fortnite for sure wasn't. Fortnite people
Right.
fucking hated that
Well,
when
it's a
it
completely different
first
game than it was.
came out. Yeah, and then they transitioned and created this game, and even then, after they went with the battle royale thing, people were still a little skeptical, and then it like built and built and built. You know, so it's like I don't know, but you know, again, I don't know how much it costs to run servers, or if they were this was already burnt in the eyes of players and stuff like that.
I think the expectations are just way too high on how these things need to perform right out of the gate, or else cut it off. And we see that that's the plan when we were talking about like, oh, Sony says they're going to do 14 live service games over the next year, and that's going to be, you know, that what they're trying to do is get one banger out of 14 to justify all the rest, because if they get their one Fortnite, that pays for all the others and then some.
That's exactly what, you know, they're like, all right, there's so much money. I mean, for a while, we saw how much money those games like Apex and Fortnite were bringing in, or Warzone. You know, those are the big three. I don't know if they still are the big three, but they were bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, and then everybody just wanted a piece of that. And then they realized it's not as easy to just put out a game and expect, you know, people to jump in and spend all their money. So it'd be interesting to see what the big ones are in the like free to play space. Fortnite has definitely got to still be number one. I don't know if Apex is up there anymore. I don't hear about that as much.
Yeah.
Or even Warzone. I don't hear about Warzone that much either.
Yeah, maybe the battle royales are kind of fizzling out. I don't really know what the streamers are playing now because I'm not watching them. But I feel like even a lot of the streamers that I've seen are going back to the smaller games, the indie games, the $20 to $30 and friend slot games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I mean, you're getting a lot more content, views on those. We've seen it all before, you know. But even like I think like Arc Raiders, but that, you know, is a paid game. We can't include that into this group of, you know, these free to play games. Marathon maybe we'll see up there, but yeah, it's the expectations are very high for these games. We'll see if that's, you know, obviously, like you said, Sony with their big plans to release all these live service games, and they're going to put out one now by the end of the whole thing. So, which I'm happy for. We don't need all this fucking trash in the world. Just keep my Overwatch, dude. Now I'm in 100. I'm back in. You can't. You already took Overwatch from me once. You can't take it away again. You know, I'm in.
They kind of did. They kind of did Overwatch 2.
Well, that's what I mean. They took it away from me and replaced it with Overwatch 2, and then they're like, "Sucker, we fooled you. Here's just regular Overwatch." Where, you know, they even have the 6v6 in the game again. Like you could play 6v6 competitive, which was a big part of like why I left. It's 5v5. It's just not the same. So yeah, let's leave it alone for a little bit. But and then real quick, surprisingly, now we talk about Highguard, how quickly they shut down and are done. When I was shocked to see that Mindseye, the developer, Build a Rocket Boy, the developers from Mindseye, which was last year's worst game, probably maybe this decade's worst game, it's still going. Now it's not a live service game, so you know that's it's apples and oranges. Can't compare the two. But unfortunately, the reason I did see that it's still going is that they're talking about layoffs, more layoffs coming to Build a Rocket Boy. So it's not a happy story. I led us in the direction of a happy story. It's not that.
This is definitely a crash out.
Oh, for sure. But I was like, man, Build a Rocket Boy is still going. And then the more I read about it, how the CEO feels that there was like this organized espionage from within the company, that they sabotaged the game. Like it's this insane, like, but I mean, I don't know if it's insane because they're saying that like they're not sharing details publicly because it's going to like court or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, maybe there is something going on here.
maybe. So look, the dude who's over that studio is formerly of Rockstar and had a lot to do with GTA 5's development. They're stationed in Scotland. They are blaming a large U.S. corporation or something, large U.S. company, however they phrased it, for the espionage, a multi-million or billion-dollar smear campaign. And I don't know, I'll get conspiracy brained here for a second. I'm not big on conspiracy theories, but Mindseye is supposed to be this proof of concept for this game called, or this game creation engine called Everywhere, or was it Everything? It was the big multiverse thing we were talking about. So it is supposed to be a tool for you to be able to build whatever experience you want in there. Which, obviously, if that worked out and it were a good experience, that's a $1 trillion idea that would change gaming forever. So if anybody believed that there was potential, because the other games that we're talking about that kind of do this was GTA 5's online game creation tools, Epic with Fortnite, and maybe like a couple other smaller examples that do that. I'm not going to say like, what was it, Sackboy from Little Big Planet. Like, that's a smaller version of it. They put out Dreams, which is a smaller version of this idea. But the big guys, is Take-Two a U.S. company? And is Epic Games a U.S. company? Because if they wanted to crush the little guy and make sure that this new Everywhere, Everything multiverse game doesn't see the light of day, maybe. But what does that mean? They paid off the reviewers to give their review or something?
Yeah, I like it. I like this conspiracy theory. I'm invested now. Yeah, I wonder. Because, we never heard anything else about that Everything or whatever the hell it was called after that. After, even the lead up of Mindseye when it was coming out and it was, looking like it was going to be really bad, they just stopped talking about that whole other aspect of the game that was brought up throughout. So it's interesting. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know if anybody, if anybody's still playing Mindseye, but Build a Rocket Boy, surprisingly, still going strong. We'll see after this. Maybe this lawsuit, they'll win. They'll make Mindseye 2. Wow, this could be big. Yeah. This could be big.
Wait, the one good thing is we should see some answers off of this, because they're going to have to file those court documents and they're going to have to name the accused. So maybe within a few months.
Yep, we'll see. We'll report back. We'll do a whole, maybe a separate podcast, about the conspiracy theory about Mindseye. It could be turned into a movie. I think this is
the movie about our podcast about Mindseye. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. It'll be like a meta type thing where it's the movie is in it where people are playing us though.
Clearly, I will be played by Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds is going to play me. So, yeah, I think this is a great move. All right. That's all I got for our news here. You got anything else before we pack it up?
No, that's it. I mean, I got more movie ideas if you want to hear those, but that's it.
Oh, yeah, I always do. We'll do that separate so no one steals our big ideas. Any further update on the DS?
Right now, I'm just in the stage of waiting for everything to come in from China.
Just getting those parts.
I don't know how bombing the Middle East is affecting my parts, but it might.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
That's a good point. Yeah, that could be a while. All right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Go over to the YouTube channel, Pop Culture Playground. There you could see the all the trailers for the games we're talking about, everything, if you want to watch the video. If not, anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW and you will see this show. Make sure you hit subscribe. That way the show is ready, waiting for you. Next time you're ready for us, we're here for you. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I'm going to go play some Slay the Spire. I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, that's it. Any final words? Parting words?
Get good, scrub.
Fucking nailed it. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.